Hello everyone, I'm Seda.
And I'm Ricardo.
And we are bored at home. So yeah, so we decided to create a new character, and since I'm in love with the Khajiit, and he you pretty much
Khajiit
are the best.
I'm one of my favorites.
Okay. We decided to same here. So we decided to start with a Khajiit, new Khajiit character, and our character, as you can see on the screen, is Buzurr-jo, or Buzurr-jo. Buzurr-jo is better to my ear. Anyway, Buzurr-jo, I think, is the name, like the pronunciation, but whatever. I mean, you still haven't decided whether it's Chim, Kim, or Kaim, or whatever, so I don't think it matters that much. Anyway, Buzurr-jo the Cindermane is our character. As you can see on the screen, he is magnificent. So we're gonna start.
We tried to give him like a sort of like Pamar kind of look.
Yeah.
Even though
there's
there is no option of playing any other four stock.
Maybe explain what you mean to the lay people like us.
the lay people like the four stocks are the Khajiit are as a race divided into so-called first stocks. They are basically different forms that the Khajiits can take depending on the phases of the moons when they were born. In most Elder Scrolls games, you either play a Cathay, which are basically
the run-of-the-mill Khajiit.
Basically, like exactly what. Or in Morrowind, you played Suthai, which are distinguished by the Cathay only that they are digitigrade, that they walk on their fingers instead of plantigrade.
I see. Instead of their heels. I see.
Exactly.
Right.
And yes.
And we see. I mean, the difference wasn't obvious to most of the people like me, basically. Before ESO Elsweyr specifically.
Before ESO Elsweyr.
Which is what you see right now.
You only ever saw one first stock at a time.
Exactly.
In arena, like you played as the Ohms, which is funnily enough. The Ohms and the Ohms Rat are the only two first stocks not seen in ESO.
What is Arena? Is it like another expansion?
Arena is the first. Is the first Elder Scrolls game.
I see. Just to hang on, sorry. Just to give you an idea where we are right now. We are in Northern Elsweyr, which is like expansion. Like you can only play in this area through the Elsweyr expansion, and we are in right now the. Is it right to call it a capital?
At least for gameplay purposes, it's certainly the main city.
Yeah, the main city, let's say. And as you can see, it is freaking gorgeous and
as old as game.
Exactly. Well, yes, but I mean specifically.
Great job, ZeniMax.
Absolutely.
This game looks absolutely
stunning. I love it. And I was gonna say, the different forms of Khajiit you only start seeing in like this expansion. So like we have a Senchal over here. Over on, if I remember correctly, this side we have a, what did you say, the
Pamar.
Pamar?
Pamar, yeah.
Yeah, Pamar. Okay. Over on this side, I think we have a Pamar, the stocking up stuff. But yeah, go on. Sorry, I'll just go over there.
The only first stocks that aren't seen in this game are the Ohms and the Ohms Rat, and these.
Ohms Rat.
Ohms Rat. Yes, every first stock has a normal and a rat. The rat is basically a big group.
Is there a Pamar rat?
Yes, there is a Pamar rat. They are titanic. And there is even a Senchal rat, and like you can imagine like they're like a tiger like that, but the size.
Oh, there he is. Okay, so this is a Pamar.
Yes.
For scale.
For scale. Yeah.
We wanted him to look a bit big. Bimg.
Yeah, we maxed the height.
No, we didn't max. We were close to maxing.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're playing a Nightblade, so I didn't want him to be like.
Yeah, that's not. Being a Pamar is not exactly conducive to stealth.
Stealth, exactly. I mean, when you look this tall, it's not.
The Ohms and the Ohms Rat look exactly like Buzurr, so like exactly like wood elves, except for a light, like fur.
Maybe we can add like a photo of it somewhere.
Probably fan art.
Yeah. Anyway, Yes.
But yeah, the Onzrat are the only first stock that's not seen at all in this expansion.
Right.
So probably as a gameplay thing, not to confuse them with Bosmer. Like.
Well, also
you
you would have to
Bosmer
develop
like,
them as
yeah.
well. Anyway. So today we won't be focusing on Northern Elsweyr mainly because I've already played some quest lines with my other characters, but and I don't want it to be too repetitive because it was fairly recent. So we decided we would go to the next best thing, which is Senchal in Southern Elsweyr. So this is Northern Elsweyr. And then we have Southern Elsweyr over here. We decided we would go to Senchal because, again, I am in love with Khajiit architecture. Well, I mean, anything Khajiit dominated, really. So, and I've never played any quest lines in Senchal, so we decided to go there. So we're gonna do that. Look at how pretty it is. So, I just want to sort of get into this thing where I'm very used to playing MMOs that are mainly focused more on being the best and not actually exploring any lore, because most MMOs that I played didn't really have a lore. Nice.
I am the exact opposite. Like,
yeah.
I play all my video games for the lore. Like I literally, I barely take notice of the stats. I just put together like the armor that looks the coolest and the weapons that I like the most, even if they are absolutely suboptimal. But I read every single lore book that I can find.
Yeah, he does.
And thoroughly explore every dialogue line.
And that thing, like, that kind of annoyed me at the beginning, okay? And then I was like, hey, you know what? This is the reason I haven't been playing games. No, much, because like the MMOs I used to play ruined it for me, basically. So that's why I was like, I basically just wasn't enjoying any of that anymore. Oh, this is what we are given because we set foot in Palatine.
Oh,
cool. Well, anyway, so I was at first a bit annoyed, to be fair, because like, oh, stop reading, just go on, you know, that sort of thing. But Elder Scrolls Online really brought back that thing for me, honestly. So I'm sort of grateful to you for that, basically, is what I'm saying, I suppose. So that's why we decided, because when I was playing this, like I would ask him, oh, what is this, like, Khanaten Flu, right? Mm-hmm. And he would do like da-da-da-da-da, you know, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And like, there was this whole thing, we can't see the moons. I think that was the beginning for you explaining lore to me. Like, you know, the two moons in the sky, and you were like, they're not actually moons. They're actually... They are. Well, yeah, but like not the moon that we see in that it's like like it was whose body again?
They are the corpse of a god.
But it's not Lorcan, is it?
Lorcan, yes.
It is Lorcan,
I mean, according to the most
consensus, according to consensus,
mythologies in the Elder Scrolls people, the moons are Lorcan, or Lorcan's body split in two.
Exactly. So I was like, hang on, what?
For the Khajiit, it's a bit more complicated.
Well, yes.
But yes.
Yeah.
That's,
so I was like, oh, okay, hang on, what? Because I did play Skyrim when it first came out, like in the heydays, like 2011, I think it was.
Yes, 2011.
Oh, was it? Okay. Okay.
They did that gimmick.
So but I never really explored, and I sure as hell never read the books and everything, like lying around. But now, like, I'm actually starting to do that because of this guy, and I thought maybe, like, other people who actually play this game pretty often, who just don't really know what the hell is going on and don't know where to start. might actually, like this kind of thing.
Yeah, like there are plenty of lore videos and stuff on YouTube, but I haven't seen. Maybe I haven't looked very well, but
we haven't looked, honestly.
I haven't seen any lore commentary during gameplay.
Gameplay, yeah, which should be fun.
It could be interesting. Like,
Is there? So we thought we would do the zone quest of this area, Senchal. I don't know if we're taking it from Saisahan.
Yes,
so
we
let's
are
see.
taking.
You checked. Okay,
yes,
good.
Checked.
Right.
No one seems willing to fight back.
Neither am I.
You seem like a warrior of worth. Perhaps you can aid me.
How can I say no to those eyes, man? And that
beard.
beard,
Yeah.
and that arm, just the whole thing. Saisahan is like, mwah.
Saisahan's beard is officially the best beard in all of Tamrielic history.
Exactly.
I mean, look at that majestic thing.
For real.
I believe it plans to attack Senchal.
Oh.
We need to slay the creature before it strikes. Unfortunately, there's not a ship in this city that will save
I need to slay a dragon? I don't think I can do that.
General Renmus, leader of Senchal's military forces, could commandeer a ship to sail us to the island.
Okay.
You need to arrange a meeting with the general and convince him to support us. What say you, warrior?
What say you?
Help me slay this dragon.
I'll help you deal with this dragon threats. There's no other option. So bye. And there is goodbye. Like, mi dispiace.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Exactly. Imperial General. Why are they always with working with Imperials?
I mean, they were basically the personal guard of the Emperor.
You must bribe Renmus's scribe Nadama to put us on the
Fair.
Next, you need to speak to Darku in the city's outskirts, just south of here. He can forge our credentials.
Hang on, so you and whose army? Your aid and this handful of jewels? Okay. First, I must bribe Renmus' scribe to put us on the schedule to make a hearing with Renmus, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find her in the tavern. Next, you need to speak to Darku in the city. He can forge our credentials. What about our credentials?
I mean, I'm guessing to get an audience.
Oh, right, yeah. The random Khajiit. Stealing is my thing.
The Dark Master should detain him. That will give us enough time to speak with the general.
Bribe the clerk, pay the forger, and steal the manifest. Got it. No problem. Who's Lecky?
The Red Guard god.
Do they have one god?
Many.
Yes.
Lecky is like I think he is. She is basically a god of she.
Oh, okay.
She's a goddess of basically of dueling and.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I asked him what's going on in Senchal, and dragons are just fucking everything up, and everyone's coming to Senchal. They hope that the stone walls will stop the dragon's wrath. I mean, the sky is... Anyway. Right.
Dragons fly.
Yeah, well, okay, I suppose. And you believe the dragon on this island will be on to attack. I also roost so close to the city. Fair. I believe... And the Renmus will help us, hopefully. Yeah, also, who the hell is Saisahan? Right, let's ask him. Hey, Saisahan. It's weird to ask Saisahan who he is, because
especially after you've done the whole main quest.
Well, not with this character.
This is a new character.
Yeah, but also, I mean, isn't he sort of wouldn't he be sort of like a legend superstar kind of figure?
Sort of,
at
maybe.
This point.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask him who he is.
I was once captain of the Imperial Dragon Guard. I swore to serve Emperor Varen and protect his empire. But now, with Cyrodiil in disarray, I find myself forced to carve another path. And so I prepare to fight dragons.
I love my question. Why'd you want to hunt dragons, though? I get it, and it's a noble thing to do, but why, though?
Why specifically?
Are you crazy? But
the Dragon Guard is they are the precursors to the blades, and
which are
the emperor's personal guard.
Right, yeah.
The Septim dynasty personal guard, and the Dragon Guard. Funnily enough, was established by the Akaviri. It was an Akaviri kind of institution, and
I forget who Akaviris are.
the Akaviris are Akaviri is really a misnomer. Akaviri are people who come from the continent of Akavir to the east, and they invaded Tamriel and almost conquered it, and then they basically were defeated by Reman Cyrodiil, the founder of the Reman dynasty, and they basically respected him so much that they became his personal bodyguards and but yeah, really there are no Akaviri. There are many races. The ones specifically here we're talking about the Seishi. Well, it's how is it? One of those very difficult to pronounce words.
How is it written?
I think it's Seisi, I think it's pronounced Seyesi in the game. Like ESO is, funnily enough, the first game in which we actually hear it pronounced.
Ah.
So I think they pronounce it Seyesi. So let's say Seyesi.
Okay.
And
so it's good mentioning, I suppose, at this point that there are sort of like different eras within like this whole thing, because I mean, coming from Skyrim to this just casually, I wasn't really paying attention to, like which timeline am I in or anything like that. Let's start with bribing Renmus's clerk, because why not? I'm just gonna look around a bit because it's pretty. What was I saying? Right, so like coming to this from Skyrim, I wasn't aware of the sort of timeline, and you told me Skyrim is set in third era, was it? Fourth era. So that is approximately how many thousand years from now? From the Elder Scrolls time?
I don't remember exactly, but I think. Let me think. So it's.
He'll sing it to you. I just love
She loves Khajiit songs.
I love them. I love them. Yeah, go on.
Skyrim is approximately 1,000 years from this, I think.
1,000. So the third era only.
Yeah, the eras do not have a specific.
No, I know.
Eras are basically just.
Eras are
political concepts.
Yeah. Just like normally, like
anyone,
real.
Yeah,
eras,
anyone can, like anyone. I mean, anyone important enough.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Can declare a new era,
right.
And like the world is divided in like in general. You have the Dawn era, which was the like very creation of the world, and at the time, like it's an era in the broadest sense of the word, because during the Dawn era, time wasn't linear, so it.
What?
It didn't
that's because before Lorkhan launched, like
before the killing of Lorkhan and the convention. It's called. It's a whole other kind of world.
Oh, sorry. Is the Thracian plague and the Khanaten Flu?
No, they're two different things.
Oh, four things, man.
Yeah, the Thracian plague came much earlier, during the first era, actually. But yeah, you have the Dawn era. You have the Marethic era. Called that because the elves had complete dominion over all of Tamriel, so it's the Marethic era.
What? Oh, Marethic. Mer is another word for elf.
It is the good word for elf. Like that's what they call themselves.
Oh right, yeah, okay. What do other people call them?
Elves.
But elf is a not bad word.
Well, it's not a bad word, but it's not their demonym. It's not the name that they give to themselves.
Okay, fair enough.
It
is the common tongue thing, basically, yeah.
The Marethic era, that lasted
I'm just like
a very
stealing
long time.
stuff in the meanwhile, because that's just what I do.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
The Marethic era lasted a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Then by convention, not very clear how this, or at least I don't really know how this convention came about. The accession to the throne of Valenwood, the first Camoran king, is considered to be the start of the first era.
Right, Camoran.
The dynasty.
Oh, the Wood Elf guys.
It's the oldest royal dynasty in Tamriel.
Right, and the Wood Elf guys. Yes.
Basically, the first era lasted 2,920 something years.
Right.
And during this era, basically everything happened. Like you went from the Alessian rebellion in about 200 first era.
Is that
200.
like when
Alessia the slave queen, like
decided to not be a slave anymore?
Exactly.
Right,
Basically,
yeah.
the human, the Manish races were enslaved by the Aelids, the Heartland High Elves that lived in Cyrodiil.
The horrible High Elves.
Yeah, exactly. Like Altmer, but way worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And
God, I hate Altmer. God, like, this is a thing, because you know when you're playing a game, for like an MMO, like elves are the race that you choose because they're pretty, like that sort of thing. And like you learn about Altmer and you're just like, you know, like this like these guys are horrible. I hate them.
The Elder Scrolls elves are basically like I think they started like from an out of game perspective.
Mm-hmm.
They started as kind of like Tolkien elves, but taken to the extreme consequences.
Right.
Like when you see like Tolkien elves, like they have this thing about purity and like.
Oh God, yeah.
And they like I think they were taken to the like extreme consequences, like Altmer, like to the point of actual, you know. Eugenic,
like yeah, exactly. They live for eugenics, man. Like,
but okay, that is another story. And
we can't go back home, dearest. There's nothing left. I know. I'm scared. I don't want the children to starve.
oh.
she said,
And
that,
I'm stealing their belongings. I'm horrible.
I don't want the children to
starve.
Oh,
exactly.
Uh,
So we just happened upon two of our kin who are afraid of starvation. So I'm assuming it's not a good time. Well, I mean, we already established that with the dragons and whatnot, bringing hordes of refugees to the city. But anyway, so I'm still on my way to bribe Renmus's clerk, by the way, guys. Just to give you an idea. But yeah, so eras you were saying.
Yeah, first era. Yeah, everything happened in the first era. Like the whole First Empire, man, the Alessian Empire rose and fell during the first era. And then the Second Empire, the Raman dynasty, also arose during the first era. And
Anyway.
The first era ends when the Raman Cyrodiil III, the last full emperor of the Raman dynasty, is killed, and his Akaviri counselor takes power and declares himself potentate, basically a sort of emperor.
Steward, in a sense,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like Versidue, like the potentate Versidue, and he declares the second era. Like he declares this like is apparently like an event important enough
to declare a new era for. Yeah. So we are in second era, aren't we?
Yes, we are the second. We are actually in the city. Funnily enough, Senchal is the city where Versidue was killed.
Ah.
Yep.
So the guy who declared the second era.
Yes, it precipitated a whole like political crisis and stuff. But
which is the theme of second era, isn't it? The political
Akaviri
crisis.
potentates didn't last long. Like
Nope.
Versidue was killed here, and he was succeeded by Savirian Chorak. I don't remember what kind of relationship they had. I think it was like either his nephew or... and he was killed as well, and then everything went to hell. Basically, all the like Tamrielic society collapsed, and there was a period which we are in right now in this game. It's called the Interregnum, where basically dynasties and emperors just rose and fell every month. Like the longest lasting dynasty was called the Longhouse Emperors. They were like emperors of Reachman descent, but they didn't last long either. And total chaos until the
Tiber Septim,
the hitherto almost unknown Nord general called Tiber Septim will
unite everything.
well,
basically.
he will conquer everything with a little help from
unite was a cute word.
yes, with a little help from a gigantic Dwemer robot god.
Oh,
Yes,
whomst is that god?
Numidian. the Dreamer wanted to build their own god. So it's a whole.
Oh, the thing.
Let's not get into that rabbit hole. Let's say for our purposes right now, let's say that for what Tiber Septim uses it for, it's basically the Tamrielic equivalent of a nuclear bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just basically
turns a crisis into creates a crisis. And then turns a crisis into an opportunity.
He will.
Nice view, though.
Nice view indeed. He will actually bring the parts of the Numidium together in Elsweyr, and he will test it in Elsweyr.
Which Elsweyr?
Where? I mean, which Elsweyr?
Like northern, southern, like where?
I think southern. It's called the Halls of the Colossus, the place where he it's basically the Tamrielic equivalent of the Manhattan Project. It's like a secret research facility, and he built the Numidium there,
right?
And then he brought it online, and apparently the devastation that this event caused is so huge that. The area around the Halls of the Colossus was uninhabitable for 100 or something years.
Oh, it is a nuclear.
It is basically a nuclear, the equivalent of a nuclear bomb for this.
Indeed.
So yeah, and after that, that's when Tiber Septim.
We're ready for you now.
What happened?
Finally, I thought I'd never get off this dock.
Oh, hi.
He thought he would never get off the dock.
You said you had a ship manifest. May this one inspect it?
Yes, if you must. It's right on this crate.
Or is it?
Alright, this shouldn't take long.
Whoops.
What?
Something the matter?
Do you
What
play
do you mean
games with
something?
this one? There is no manifest on this crate.
Oh no.
Certainly, that Khajiit just staring at us has nothing to do with it.
Whoops.
Need this one to remind you. All ships without a sanctioned manifest will be subject to...
I know the law, but I'm telling you, the manifest was on this crate.
Was it?
Unless you can produce it, we'll have to inspect your cargo.
Exactly.
But that could take hours. I have an appointment.
Whoops. Whoops. I guess your appointment will have to wait.
Until my guild hears about this brutish treatment.
There's a lot of...
I can assure you of that.
There's a lot of...
Beautiful Khajiit flow. Right?
Yeah, like the temple guys over here, the Khajiit priests, so to say. And then... Nice, man. Right, so we are in Second Era. And I am going to get the forged credentials now. And we are doing this so that we can get the help of the Imperial guy. Whoever he was. I already forgot his name. Remnus, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go there and do the thing. I'm just enjoying this. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
It's one of the most important seaports in Tamriel.
Right.
And it's also known as one of the most squalid. Basically,
why?
Senchal has a very interesting...
I had never seen
What?
someone playing this instrument.
Oh. This is very interesting.
Beautiful. Man, you just want to chill. Sit and chill. Like, so good.
But yeah, Senchal has an interesting reputation. Let's say. Let's say it is kind of like considered the scuba den of, especially due to the slums of it. They're called. There's a quarter especially called Black Kiergo, which is famous for being one of the worst and most polluted slums in all of Tamriel, and in fact it is the place where the Khanaten Flu reached Elsweyr. Like it started in Black Kiergo, taken there from Black Mars.
So we are in a timeline where Khanaten Flu has happened when exactly?
I don't know exactly.
Your eyes aren't what they used to be, grandmother.
This one knows what she saw. Our village wasn't attacked. It was just in their way.
But why would they fight each other?
This one does not know, but the thought frightens her.
If the dragons fight each other, they aren't beating us. Sounds good to me.
None of this sounds good. None of it.
Oh.
Admit it can't get any worse.
Okay, so we see here. What are these ones called again?
Alfiq.
Alfiq. Right. So
the Alfiq
one of
are
my
the ones
favorites. Like look, just look.
The Alfiq look pretty much like house cats.
I love them.
There was a myth in the Empire in Cyrodiil, like there was a sort of a rumor that Alfiq couldn't speak. Like they could understand human language, but they couldn't speak. But that is a complete myth. They can.
As we just saw. Exactly.
As we just saw, they can.
Okay, so let's get some forged credentials.
Darku is your savior.
Nice little slogan.
Yep.
We have you of the finest forger in all of Senchal.
Yes, I need papers.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Diplomatic papers. Yes, that would get you in to see the shades.
Shameskin.
Of course. Skills such as Darku's require compensation worthy of his talent.
Indeed.
Ah, yes. These beauties will do quite
Nicely.
Here you are then. Diplomatic papers. All up to date and ready to present. Just make sure you have an appointment, eh? Wouldn't want to walk in
Indeed.
on the general on
Don't worry, I have a plan. Can I check what they look like? For papers?
Just
papers identifying me as a diplomatic, emissary from the Grotwood. Okay. No, that's not where I am from at all, but... Oh well, beggars can't be choosers, so...
But yeah.
Anyway. Yes, Khanaten Flu took place when, you said?
Not entirely sure, but very recently. Like, very, very recently.
In the sense, like 50 years?
Probably less.
Oh.
Yes. No,
Okay.
I mean, its
effects are still devastating,
yes,
yeah.
It is a pretty recent thing.
Okay.
The Khanaten Flu basically brought all of Southern Elsweyr to its... all of Southern Tamriel to its knees.
What was it? Like, what was it?
It was a plague, like an illness that started in Black Marsh.
Black Marsh is...
The other way. Yeah. It's... No, that whole part...
this area.
No,
like maybe this...
Yes, basically yes,
this
that
part.
area.
Okay.
It's where the Argonians are from.
Right, yeah.
And it was basically it was a terrifying plague, and it's like brought Elsweyr to its knees, and it infected most of southern Tamriel. It drove two of the native populations of Black Marsh
into what?
The Lilmothite, who were basically fox people.
Oh.
And
Argonians. Go on.
And the Kothringi, which were the native humans of Black Marsh. Interesting, they had silver skin.
Oh.
He brought these two populations to the brink of extinction.
Oh, so they didn't go extinct. Good.
No, Lilmothite, we don't know. They may have gone extinct or not. We know that some Kothringi survived. We don't know how many. But yeah, it was very, very bad. But interestingly, maybe by chance, maybe not, this plague didn't affect the Argonians at all.
Ah.
So there are like...
What do you mean, maybe by chance, maybe not?
That's the point.
They devised it in a laboratory!
In Tamriel, there are
very resonant
conspiracy theories that the plague was engineered by the Hist.
Right, yeah. What is the Hist?
The Hist are sentient trees, let's call
Right, so the ents, basically.
No. the ents, but if they were eldritch or horrors from another dimension.
So, like, Lovecraftian ents.
Lovecraft ents.
Exactly.
They are basically, the Hist.
Who is this, by the way?
Not sure.
Just a majestic-looking person.
Just majestic-looking Khajiit. I mean, there probably is written somewhere, but I haven't.
Don't see it, but go on. Maybe it's on the map. No.
But yeah, the Hist are basically They are very ancient. They are the most ancient beings on Tamriel.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and that may be because they come from either another world or another Kalpa.
Kalpa is like a...
It's a cycle of the universe, let's say.
Yeah, and there are different cycles of the
Elder Scrolls
universe.
basically just resets itself every once in a while. And that's
Every once in a while. Yeah,
said
exactly.
in the most simplified manner
Exactly. But hang on, let's... Well,
Were you able to secure a meeting with General Renmus?
of course I was.
And so we must prepare for our first battle, my friend. A battle
with wits.
Remember, we must convince General Renmus to commandeer a ship for us. With it, we'll sail to the Dragon's Island and slay the beast.
Isn't that too early? I'm level 3.
Not much. And what I do know, I'm not sure what it means. A ship sailed directly to the Dragon's Island recently. It displayed no banners, and no one in Senchal recognized it. It's possible we're not the only dragon hunters in Southern Elsweyr.
So we might have allies. You hope they are allies, but okay.
I won't discount the possibility, but I also won't plan for it.
Fair.
For all we know, this ship was bound for another destination. Or it has other business on that island. Though I'm at a loss as to what that might mean. Let's head to our
With my knowledge of Elder Scrolls Online so far, I would say their other business is some sort of Daedric rituals. Everything comes down to Daedric rituals, you know. All right, let's go to speak with General.
Official business only.
No
We
shit.
have an appointment with General Renmus. Here, our papers.
We are coming from Gotwood. A red guard and a Khajiit.
You
Yes.
seem to be in order. All right.
Thanks.
Go in.
Very, very
Bureaucracy at its finest. So yeah, Khanaten Flu might have been.
there are conspiracies.
Is this like in the sense that beautiful?
Yeah.
Look at that. I was gonna ask, is this in the sense like there are conspiracy theories within the universe?
Yes,
or
within the universe.
okay, so this is like, there's no such theory in the.
Well, no, there is.
No,
I mean, creating a plague is perfectly within the capability of the Hist.
But anyway, before we go to General Renmus, I think this might be a good place to end because I think we spoke pretty much
Okay.
a lot. So we could end it here. If you have any suggestions or if you have anything that you would like us to talk less, maybe, who knows, do let us know. And
If you
yeah,
want to see anything specific.
exactly. Yeah, do let us know. And I hope you enjoyed it. So we'll see you next time when we are meeting General Renmus. Bye!